Alright guys, today you're about to crack 9 fundamental points that exist in every single girl's mind. These 9 points are psychological weaknesses. You'll understand them crystal clear with me, and I'll show you exactly how to exploit them. I'm not just going to list them and bounce. That would be incomplete information. I'm going to show you how to use them to your advantage, so listen up to every single word. What you're about to learn isn't some cheap trick, but a deep understanding of attraction's mechanics. By the end of this video, the full picture will be laid out for you, and you'll know exactly how to play the game. Secret 1. The power of contrasted personalities. The first point is about contrasted personalities. You need to have 2 contrasted personalities, not just one. For example, if your personality is generally kind, you should also have a darker, more mischievous side. Or let's say you have a strong, calm, and collected personality. One day, you and a girl are walking down the street, and you hear a song blasting loudly. Suddenly, you start dancing out of nowhere. When she sees you dance, she'll be confused and won't understand what's happening. She'll think, "Isn't this guy strong and calm? Why is he dancing like that? Who is this person really?" These questions popping in her head will make her think about you constantly. And at the same time, they will reinforce her belief in your strength. You might be wondering how. If you've been following my series on how to attract women, you'll know by now that women are attracted to strong men. But what I don't want you to do is always act like the strong man, 100% of the time. If you do that, she won't believe in your strength and will feel like you're forcing it. That's why you should always try to incorporate an opposite side to your personality. If you're kind, add a dark and bad boy side to yourself. This will make her think about you more, and at the same time, it will increase your mystery. By the way, soon, I'll release a video in this series dedicated solely to mystery and how to boost mystery in your personality. But for now, I want you to focus on adding a contrasted side to your personality. And trust me, you'll be shocked by the results. Secret 2. Mention her opposite. The second point is to talk to her about someone who has a different appearance from hers. This tactic is super important. Always talk to her about someone who is her physical opposite. For example, if the girl you're interested in has dark hair, mention a blonde chick when you're talking to her. Say something like, "I knew a blonde girl who impressed me when I was working at that company," then continue the conversation. Or you could mention a famous blonde actress and say you're a fan of her acting, and just continue talking nonchalantly. But when you talk to her, speak naturally. Don't make it seem like you're throwing a hint or a signal. Just talk normally. To fully grasp this tactic, let me explain something about girls. You need to understand that girls tend to overanalyze things. As soon as they wake up in the morning, they start overthinking. For example, if she's walking down the street and suddenly sees a child crying, she might think about that child all day. She creates scenarios in her mind, trying to figure out why the child was crying. She might even start feeling sad for the child, even though she doesn't know them and only saw them for a few seconds. This is part of a girl's nature. She overthinks everything, and this overanalysis is one of her biggest weaknesses. So when you're with her and you talk about a girl who has a completely different appearance from hers, even if you just say a word or two, she will keep thinking about that girl. When she goes home that night, she'll wonder why you mentioned that blonde girl. She'll think, does he like blondes? Am I not attractive enough for him? Am I not hot? Maybe I should dye my hair blonde. In other words, with a single sentence, you can make her think about you all day. And this mindset where she's thinking about you and trying to figure you out is the fastest path to her heart. And it's the quickest way to love. In short, talk to her about a girl who has an opposite appearance to hers. Quick PSA, guys. Before we dive into the next mind-blowing secret, if you're vibing with this content and these truths are hitting different, then do us a solid. Smash that like button and subscribe to the code. Every single sub and like is a massive boost for the channel and helps us keep dropping these unfiltered gems. Don't just watch, become part of the movement. Secret 3. Don't fear criticism. The third point is not to be afraid to criticize the girl. This point is more about you as a man than it is about the girl. As men, we often fear hurting a girl's feelings and hesitate to criticize her. For example, if a girl smokes next to you, you might not have the guts to tell her not to smoke or to blow the smoke elsewhere, because you're afraid of appearing rude or impolite. But in reality, this is just a fake concept that society has drilled into us. If you tell her to blow the smoke elsewhere, even if you might seem impolite, she will actually admire the confidence and strength you show. But you shouldn't be overly critical all the time. Your criticism should be thoughtful. For example, if she's wearing something that doesn't fit her well, tell her that outfit isn't it. Or if she takes a picture that isn't great, tell her that photo isn't fire. This honest criticism has a strong impact on the relationship. Because when you criticize her, your compliments become much more valuable. I want you to remember this phrase for the rest of your life. When you criticize her, your compliments become more meaningful. If you always compliment her, she won't give much importance to your praise. But when you criticize her from time to time, the compliments you give become special and she'll desire them more. Think for yourself. If someone constantly tells you you're smart, you're smart, you're smart, after a while, you'll stop valuing those words. But if someone who has never complimented you before suddenly says you're smart, you'll appreciate that compliment much more. It's natural. As humans, we give more value to rare things. By the way, this isn't just a weakness for women, it's a universal human trait. I'll be making a video on this topic soon as part of the social skills series. But for now, just remember not to be afraid to criticize the girl, because criticism is the foundation that will make your compliments valuable later. Secret 4. Highlight her weaknesses subtly. The fourth point, talk to her about something she is not good at. If the girl can't do something or struggles in a certain area of her life, you can use that to your advantage in a subtle way. Listen carefully. Let's say a girl tells you she can't cook. Wait a while, then one day, during your conversation, casually mention something like, "I really admire girls who can cook." But don't say it directly. The topic should flow naturally from what you're already talking about. When you mention it, don't dwell on it too much. Don't approach her saying, "I love girls who can cook," while staring at her, because that will make her feel like you're directly targeting her, and she might try to respond defensively. However, when you mention it indirectly, later when she goes home, she will keep thinking about that point. I'll repeat it again. The more a girl thinks about you, the more she will become attached to you. Secret 5. Share your weakness strategically. The fifth point is to share your weakness with her. This point is very important, so pay close attention. Share your weakness with her. Why? I get a lot of questions from people who are afraid a girl will discover their weaknesses. Listen carefully. I'm going to tell you something very important that I want you to take to heart. If you have a weakness, tell her about it before she discovers it herself. This is a very powerful technique and few people know it. If you have a particular problem, let's say you can't dance. And one day you go with a girl to a club and start dancing, and she notices you're terrible. She'll see that as a flaw and will have a lower opinion of you for not knowing how to dance. But if you go to her beforehand and tell her you can't dance, then you're doing two things. First, she'll see you as confident because you admitted it. This shows you don't care about her judgment, and that's a sign of self-confidence. At the same time, you'll make her feel empathy for you. Remember the word empathy well, because empathy is a key element of a woman's nature. We can even consider it one of women's greatest weaknesses. Why do some people use the pity strategy to get closer to women? Because when a woman feels empathy for a man, it becomes difficult for her to say no, and she feels a strong attraction towards him. But let's be clear, I don't recommend using the pity strategy to win over a girl. Because even if it works once, it's unlikely to work again, and you might lose her. I recommend using empathy while maintaining your strength and masculinity. That's why I'm telling you, if you have a weakness, let her know. And by the way, since we're talking about empathy, I'm going to share a technique I've been meaning to talk about for a while, but haven't had the chance. If you ever get sick or need something, and you're already dating a girl, ask her to take care of you. If you're sick and need medicine, ask her to go to the pharmacy and get it for you. Women naturally love taking care of others, so if the situation arises, ask her to look after you. Secret 6. Lose control. A little. The 6th point, when you're with her, show that you're losing control a little bit. Like a kid who wants to hug her or gently touch her, you become spontaneous. And when she does something cute, you hug her and drop that strong, composed side of yourself. Show her this side, but there's an important point to discuss here. This technique should not be used all the time. It depends on the girl you're dealing with. Most of the time on the first date, it's best not to do it. Or if it's the first time you're talking to the girl, don't use this technique. Wait until at least the second encounter and start gradually. Don't suddenly hug her out of nowhere. The key is, if it's appropriate for your situation, to show her that you lose control when she does something cute or wears something that looks good on her. This will make her appreciate you more, because she'll feel that you're spontaneous and not afraid to show her your admiration. At the same time, this is one of the best ways to avoid getting stuck in the friend zone. Secret 7. Make her earn it. The 7th point is to make her put in effort to attract you. How can you do this? Listen carefully, because this is the most important point of today's video. Make her put in effort to attract you. Let's say, for example, you tell her you like philosophy. After a while, ask her, do you like philosophy? At this point, there are 2 possible answers. She could say yes, or she could say no. If she says yes, it means she's trying to impress you. This is something inherent in all girls. They want to be liked. Her attempt to get your approval will make her more attracted to you. If she says no, then when she goes home, she'll start thinking, I told him no, and he likes philosophy. What will he think of me? What's his opinion of me now? As I mentioned before, every girl has a natural weakness. She wants to be liked. In this case, after saying no, she will keep thinking about you and wonder, did I lose his interest? This thinking will make her want you more. So in both cases, you win. The key is to put her in a position where she feels she needs to earn your approval. But if she says no and doesn't seem to care about impressing you, don't stand there trying to convince her, or say things like, oh, philosophy isn't that great. Or try to follow her lead in the conversation. If she says no, just ignore it or change the subject entirely if you want. In short, the idea is to let her know you like something. Then later ask her about that thing and let her make the effort to prove she's worthy of your admiration. Wait up, legends! Before we hit the final 2 game changers, if you're getting some serious value from these insights, don't just lurk in the shadows. Hit that like button and subscribe to the code right now. It literally fuels this channel and ensures you keep getting these unfiltered truths. Let's grow this community together. Secret 8. Set boundaries. The 8th point is to set boundaries with her. By nature, girls like to be controlled by a man who knows how to lead and establish his dominance. This is a weakness that many of you may already know. But what you might not know is how to apply that control. The simplest way is to set boundaries. You need to show her that you have boundaries. For example, if you tell her, I don't like girls who smoke, then she pulls out a cigarette and starts smoking in front of you. Get up and leave immediately. Don't just sit there next to her. Over time, she'll stop smoking in front of you. Or let's say you're planning a trip together, tell her, I don't pay for girls, we will split the costs. And then stick to that boundary. By the way, there's a frequently asked question, who should pay the bill? Should you pay for everything, or should you split the costs? There's no single answer to this question. It depends on what you want to do and what works best for you. Just do what makes you comfortable, especially at the beginning. If you've just started seeing the girl and she's not yet your girlfriend, if you can afford to pay, then pay. If you can't, don't pay and split the bill. The important thing is to do what feels right for you and not worry about her opinion or societal expectations. Secret 9. She's not the only one. The 9th and final point. Make her realize that she is not the only one in your life. A girl will often ask you, from time to time, if you're seeing anyone else. Most men feel insecure and respond by saying, "I'm not seeing anyone else." But that's not what you should do. Instead, say something like, "Yeah, there are a few candidates I've shortlisted. Let's see who gets the job." Saying this will not only make her jealous, it will also push her to work twice as hard to keep you. Women are naturally attracted to men who have multiple options. This is a powerful high-value signal that activates her attraction radar almost instantly. By mastering these 9 points, you're not just playing the same game, you're defining the rules.